Now let's look at one of the most important concept in IAS 16. It is in respect of component depreciation. Now, in order to explain the concept of component depreciation, I'm gonna illustrate an example of an aircraft. This is the image of an aircraft. So there are a lot of components within the aircraft itself. For example, jet engine, wings, stabilizers, radar, flaps, cockpit. Everything is component and which is significant portion of the total aircraft itself. And now I'm going to give you a twist. Suppose the useful life of the jet engine is 5 years. Suppose for wings it's 10 years. Suppose for cockpit it's 2 years. And I'll give one more. Suppose elevator. The useful life is suppose 20 years. Which means that after 2 years, I need to replace the cockpit. After 20 years, I need to replace the elevator. And after 10 years, I'm going to replace the wings. And after 5 years, I have to replace the jet engine. Now, my question to you, what should be the useful life of aircraft? Aircraft is a composition of all of these components, right? Now, my question is simple to you. What should be the useful life of aircraft? And you know why do we need the useful life? Because we're going to depreciate the depreciable amount over the useful life of the asset. Now, it's very much important for me to know the useful life of the aircraft. The useful life of the aircraft. Hence, IAS 16 comes up with a solution. The solution is in order to compute depreciation, you need to look into at the component level. You need to look at the component level rather than asset level, which means you need to depreciate each of the significant component in order to arrive at the total depreciation of the asset. For example, we will discuss this through a numerical example, but I'm just giving you a hint right now. For example, the cost of wings is suppose $200,000 and it is going to be used for 10 years. So the depreciation per annum is $20,000. Similarly, we will compute for jet engine, for cockpit, for all the significant components. For all the significant component. And then we're gonna add them up to arrive at the total depreciation at the asset level. Now, you will ask question, what about insignificant components? There may be components that are really small and they do not fit into any of the significant component categories. So IAS 16 has a solution for that as well. IAS 16 says you need to club all the insignificant component. Suppose there are a lot of insignificant components, you need to club all of them into a basket. Choose one of them which is significant, which looks significant from the insignificant bucket, and depreciate the entire insignificant component based on the chosen significant component, which means the significant component will exhibit the entire population. It will show that this represent the entire population of insignificant component, and we will depreciate insignificant component accordingly. I'll discuss this thing through an example, and why do we need everything will be done through an example. This is just a brief overview of why do we need a concept like component depreciation through an example.